Hello everyone, welcome to the Honest to Godcast. I'm your host Stephen B. And today we're going to talk about crop circles. The first thing I want to mention though is that crop circle is kind of a misnomer. It's kind of like the Big Bang. It wasn't big and it didn't bang. Crop circles appear, these iconic glyphs have appeared in dry lake beds. Of course, they appear in crops, which that's where we got the nomenclature crop circle from, so I'm going to stick with that. But they've appeared even in water and on ice, and I want to address that in detail, as well as a couple of other things. Now, of course, I'm sure all of you know about the two Brits that Doug and Dave, who said that they were the ones that were making them, and they were out there stomping around in fields using boards and ropes and things, and yeah, they did make some fake ones, but that doesn't account for the fact that the first one that was recorded was 1687, I believe it was, and they put it in the paper and they called it the Mowing Devil. Of course, 400 years ago, when anything happened, it didn't matter what it was. There was either two choices, God or the devil. And so, they didn't know about counter-rotating plasma fields and those kind of things. So, I'm going to show you a video here to watch real quick of some crop circles that are actually being formed, and there's these orbs of light that seem to be doing it. This is one of the videos that has been scrutinized over and over again, and nobody can prove that it's a hoax. So watch this video and take a look at this. This is showing these orbs circling around, and you see the crop circle appear in the field as these orbs move across it. Actually, this is the same thing that happened with Dr. Stephen Greer when he was meditating on the logo for the CE5 groups, and that logo actually appeared up as a crop circle the very next day. So I think that's very interesting. Crop circles have been found on ice in Russia. I find that fascinating because it has to deal with water. And let's take a look at that. This is Dr. Emoto, and he did some research and positively proved that intent, emotion, thoughts, all of those things can be imprinted on water. And so take a look at this. Here's one that is before prayer, and then I'm going to show you one that is after prayer. And you can see how these crystalline structures form, and they look quite similar to crop circles. In fact, if you take distilled water into a crop circle, the imprint actually shows up in the water. If the water is frozen, then it takes on that very same form. And that shows me that these crop circles are actually fractals. And so fractals, I guess an application for it would be to measure a coastline, going in and out of fjords and that sort of stuff. But these fractals that you're watching now, take a look at it. And the way the fractal works is you have a design or an imprint, and as you go in deeper into it, it repeats itself. It's the same thing over and over again. So my thought is that, when we're looking at these crop circles, are we looking at the paradigm? Are we looking at the primary, or is it just a fractal and we're seeing it as a fractal? Some people say that these crop circles come up from actually the spirit of the earth, the energy of the earth. I kind of like that idea. And so anyway, here's a couple of crop circles for you to look at. And back in the late 80s through the 90s, I was doing research on crop circles. I literally had thousands of pictures and documents about them, and some of them I came to the conclusion that they were Angelic Script. This is shows you what Angelic Script is like. This would be the written language that the Watchers in the Book of Enoch, the Anunnaki, that sort of thing, what they would have written down. And I was able to, with a great degree of success, actually apply phonetic values to them. And so, it's a language, like speaking in tongues. I found that very fascinating. And of course, they also look like mandalas. They look like sacred geometry. When you look at the sacred geometry here, it's really telling a story of creation, from the 5 Platonic solids. And so, yes, they are all those things. They're Angelic Script, they are mandalas, they are sacred geometry, they're all those things. And I believe that they're also blueprints. And if you look at some of the crop circles that actually fold in on themselves and you pull it on out, just pull it out into 3D, you begin to see like blueprints. Now, I'm going to wrap this up fairly early today, but I'm going to be back on. We're going to do more about crop circles later because I'm setting up an interview with a mathematician who has done all this high eyebrow type math concerning crop circles, and he's made some correlations that are fascinating. So stay tuned for that, and I want to thank you all for tuning in today. This is your host, Stephen B. Thank you for your time.